Thank you, Reverend. Today I would like to speak about experimentation. Shut up. Today's reading is from a biophysicist. His name was Max Delbruck. And he wrote, "Any living cell carries with it the experiences of 1 billion years of experimentation by its ancestors." I'd like to read you another quote, another thought-stimulating quote, by a contemporary biologist named Richard Dawkins, who some of you may know. He writes, "For the first half of geological time, our ancestors were bacteria.
We have some here tonight. You know who you are."
Billy, he goes on to say that most creatures still are bacteria.
I'm just saying.
And each one of our human beings, trillions of cells, is a colony of bacteria. The reason why I read you these two quotes is because cells don't know what they're doing. They're not trying to get anywhere. They're not trying to go anywhere deliberately. They're just experimenting. And the experiments that work replicate themselves. The experiments that don't work, well, they don't replicate themselves. And the question that we have to answer is how do those experiments happen? How do those experiments work? How do they know if they're just doing things at random? Right? How do those successful experiments get propagated? There's an interesting example that I want to share with you quickly, which is how cells move. When an individual cell is moving in your body, for instance, a white blood cell that may be looking for one of those bacteria that may be invading your body, that white blood cell doesn't really know where it's going. Not specifically, at least. What it does is it moves out 1 foot. And if it feels like it's getting closer to where it's going, it moves another foot in that direction. And then it maybe moves another foot out in a totally other direction, like this way. And it's not really sure if that direction is right either. And it does that thousands of times. It moves in different directions. But slowly, it's able to get to its destination and engulf the bacteria and protect your body. And I just want to leave you with that thought. That thought that life is not always as deterministic as we think it is. There's a lot of randomness that's out there. And that randomness sometimes is the best way to do things.
Are there scientists that believe that the human project is a randomly, that we somehow randomly made our way towards corporate late-stage capitalism? And then we got stuck in this model where we have to hypnotize our citizens and kill people that are not in our markets. I mean, as a scientist, do you look at us that way sometimes?
I don't think that experiment has been done yet. But I think we're doing that experiment right here in the church. And we'll find out the answer to that question.
All right.
Thank you, Doctor. to Henrietta left. Yes, I've heard that. You leaving that for me?
It's a library book.